This is your Frontier Opening Bell. Tuesday, December the 31st, 2024 is the final trading day. And we're on the trading floor of the Nigerian Exchange in Lagos. Let's just give you a very quick recap of the trading day. The Nigerian Exchange finished the final day of the year, recording index around 37.83%. That was said earlier. On a daily average, about 12 billion naira so far this year. It's been a record year despite a tough macroeconomic environment in Nigeria, Africa's biggest economy and one of the largest exchanges on the African continent. But let me just piggyback a little bit for you how we finished off the day after Christmas and a Boxing Day. A number of African exchanges were on holiday. So let me just give you a sense of that as you see that coming up on the screen. The market in Nairobi yesterday was up 0.73%. That was starting the week on a Monday. The GSE fell on Monday by 0.7%, led in the main by the resources down by about 1.3%. The industrials was down. The financials also lost about a percent, as it were. The rand traded lower on the US dollar by about a 0.8%, 1883, when the market finished on Monday in Johannesburg. But again, when you check the rest of the African markets, you find that the BRVM in Cote d'Ivoire also saw a little bit of a downside. The Ghana stock market was about 0.04% positive. In North Africa, the market also managed to eke out a few gains. Broadly speaking, the market was soft. A number of traders are not yet back from the Christmas holiday into the new year. So it's a thin trade, as it were, across some of the frontier African markets. But now let's give you a sense of how the market in 2024 actually performed across frontier Africa right after this. Now, looking back over the last 10 years, let's take a quick look at this data from the NGX regarding a number of African exchanges and how they performed over the past decade, 2014 to 2024. The Egyptian stock market was up about 351%. The Nigerian Exchange, where I'm standing here in central Lagos, the home of the exchange itself, was 147% over the past 10 years. The Ghana stock market was up 121%, while the South African market, which is the most advanced and the largest exchange on the continent, was up over the past decade by 85%. Back to North Africa, the Morocco stock market came second behind the EGX 30 with 62%, while the BRVM in Cote d'Ivoire was up by 19%. And finally, the Botswana stock market eked out 11%. But surprisingly, the Nairobi stock market, the NSE All-Share Index, fell about 12% over the past decade. But there's a whole lot more as far as the headlines are concerned within the Africa space. And let's take that after this. Now, let's track some of the latest headlines across the frontier Africa economies for you, starting with the East and Central Africa. Then you check with West Africa and Nigeria, as well as Southern Africa. And finally, as always, where it all started, the North African region. Now, to put it all together for today's Frontier Opening Bell, of course, these are some of the commodities you need to watch in the new year. According to Javier Play, who is a columnist in charge of energy and commodities at Bloomberg, he listed quite a few very interesting commodities to look out for in the new year 2025, starting with crude oil. Then, of course, you have coffee, hot chocolate. Then you talk about iron ore and coal. There's a whole lot to watch with the whole geopolitical tensions in the Middle East, in Russia and Ukraine, the new policy from the United States when Donald Trump becomes the president in his inauguration in the new year. And of course, China, if the dragon will continue to blend fire, consuming some of the most commodities on planet Earth. And that's your Frontier Opening Bell for today, the final trading day of the year 2024. I am Boason Omofaye. Do have yourself a pleasant and a good new year ahead. Bye for now.